Hey everyone, Joe and Amelie back in black, or I'm wearing black, she's wearing olive green. Back in olive bleen. Wow. 50 is sucks. That's right. If you saw my Somnium episode, I was still in my 40s. Today is my first episode in my 50s. Good luck, people. Growing old ain't for sissies. So, like and subscribe now before I croak over. Kidding, or not, who knows? Time's weird. So, Amelie, we're talking about Dexter Season 1, Episode 2, Dexter Resurrection, and it's Camerashy. Is that a Camerashy hoodie you're wearing right now? So, if I took a flash, would it just like flash right off of it? Is that why you're wearing that hoodie? It's a Camerashy hoodie? I
Yeah,
think it is.
yeah,
Yeah,
maybe.
like IR lights and stuff like that.
Would you
So,
would you
yeah,
believe if it was one would be really fun with the you wouldn't see my face. With
I
the
would
cam,
see your face.
you wouldn't see my face.
Only if I use a flash.
Because
So I
here's
think
the
it could.
thing. It's here you've got kind of LED you cannot see in real life. So à l'œil nu impossible. But through that camera you would see just
That's all I see.
light.
Without my glasses, that's all I see. Oddly, honestly, if I take my glasses off and I talk to people, I see that. I all I see is kind of like this blur of light. I kind of see shapes. That's about all. You know. So we have Camerashy. Now, this is weird episode because it starts off. They try to do a like a fake. They try to fake you out, but not wholehearted fake out because the what ride share do you have? We have Uber and Lyft by us. What was the one you have? Bolt? You have Bolt. What was that?
Bolt.
Bolt. Oh my god. I took a Bolt from my hotel in Prague to the airport. I thought I was gonna throw up. I got
Alors,
so car sick.
Bolt, either you've got a good Bolt driver and there is
Oh
no
my.
problem, or bad luck, you get in a Bolt and the guy just drives
Yeah,
like a crazy guy.
that
I
was
had one
me.
ex.
That was me.
Yeah.
Just like, fuck, man. I wish I could
I
strangle
remember you sent me a message saying, I'm at the airport. I think I'm going to throw up. And I'm like, what's going on? Look, it was like the Second World War. The guy just drove like a crazy guy, and I say to him to take his time. Like, is everything fine? I'm going to give you a tip. Slow down, dude.
him. Yeah.
And oh God, like you had a bad experience, but whenever I take Bolt, I have a good experience. I would say
Oh,
out of the 10 times
fine.
I took Bolt, once I had a bad experience with a dude who didn't stop to look at his phone for the way for an office. And I was like, dude, look at your car. Look the road, dude.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's okay. You had that experience. I had an illegal experience where he did ask me. He picked me up from the airport in Prague, and if you ever gone to the Prague airport, you could just wait and get one of the official Ubers, which I think they lined up outside, right? Or you can use the Uber app. I use the Uber app, and he was driving me to my hotel. He's like, you know what? I'm low on gas. Can I stop at gas station? I'm like, yeah, I don't give a fuck. Whatever. Like 10 minutes. Who gives a shit? I didn't know that was illegal. I started getting pop-ups on my phone saying, "Are you okay? You're not at your destination, but you stopped for an awfully long time." I'm like, "Do you want the cops?" I'm like, "No, no, we're good." Oh, fuck, man, the guy's getting
I
gas.
didn't know that. That's
Yeah,
fantastic. That's really good.
yeah, and I was talking to a dude in Indianapolis as he was giving me a ride back from Gen Con, and I was like, "Yeah," and I just mentioned it to him like, "Oh no, that's illegal because you're supposed to stop for gas beforehand because if you stop then they will send the cops to us because they think that we're doing something to you." I'm like, "Oh shit, that explains the pop-ups on my
Interesting.
phone." Yeah.
Have you ever sent a Uber for a friend in need?
Yes.
Yes, me too. This
I
is what
need a
I did.
food.
I
Yum,
had a
yum, yum, yum.
friend who got robbed on the street after a
Damn.
nightclub. Like they stole his watch, they stole his wallet and
They
everything.
took all of Warren's wealth, and that's why we get Oh, I was saying Nate Dogg has to regulate? Oh, my bad. I thought you were doing the Regulator song from Warren G and
They,
Nate Dogg.
I know he's what he had this
Ta-da.
new watch. I laugh at him after because he was like, "Look my new watch, look my new watch." No, 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 no. And they stole his watch, they stole his wallet. He got a
Black
good
Eye?
black eye and stuff like that, a Czech guy. And it's because in he had the luck to have someone who had a telephone, like I think it's a bar probably, and he called the reception when I was working because he knew I was working on Monday morning. And he's like, "Look, I'm in real need. Can you send me a Uber and I will pay you back, but this is what happened." So I described to the Uber, my friend is da 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 check, he's got a black
Yeah.
eye, da 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 da, this is the street, etc. And he got a Uber. But yeah, I'm thankful for Uber and Bolt to be able to send an Uber or Bolt to a friend, and you can see the map. They can send you a map during
And you
their
can kind of
transport.
track it for you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So your experience was different. The one I got from my friend, because it was raining and I was in the car with them. And then, well, we'll say I got kicked out of the Uber. I got kicked out of the Uber. Nothing horrifically bad. But my friend's like, I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going. I'm like, okay. So I'm like, I'm drenched. I'm
Why
just
did you
fucking.
get kicked out of the Uber?
It must be my smile. I. It wasn't anything. It wasn't anything bad. It wasn't anything bad. I'll tell you offline. It was. It wasn't even. It wasn't nothing illegal. It was
La,
just one
la,
of
la,
those
la.
things where one thing led to another, and I got displaced from the Uber, and so I ended up walking. So basically, I got my friend an Uber, and they were all nice and dry and stuff like that, and I was basically getting pissed on by God, but it was all good. I got to
Is there
see
the Uber driver who kicked you out or your friend?
neither. Exactly. I'll tell you fine.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. So we've all been in good Ubers and bad Ubers. That Bolt, I thought he was having PTSD from the war. I had no idea, but it's like all these side streets at 1,000 miles an hour, sharp turns, sharp hits. I'm like, I was not ready for that. Usually I don't get car sick. The only other person that ever made me car sick was Jenny Hill. And she was driving this small little car. Hi, Jenny. And it was going through like the Scottish countryside slash northwest of England border, and it was just a matter of me going, "Oh my god, I can't."
Oh yeah,
Otherwise,
yeah.
I'm golden like twice in my life, and once was a PTSD person who thought he was still driving in the war, and the other one was Jenny Hill. So you go. Now, for those of you who watch BBC News, you're like, Jenny Hill? I'm like, yeah, Jenny Hill. Anyways, long time ago. Long time ago. We have Dexter. Like and subscribe now for more Uber tips. No, we have Dexter Resurrection Season 1, Episode 2. And before we go on, I wanted to say New Blood got canceled. Not New Blood. What was the old Blood? Start old school? Dexter old
Old
thing?
scene, old scene, old
Yeah,
scene.
whatever. Yeah, whatever it was, it got canceled. Showtime said they renewed it for season 2, and then last week it just came out. They were just saying, "Just kidding, yoink, we're canceling it." No reason given, which is fine. I always like getting renewed and then canceled in the same fucking month. Whatever, must be nice. And people wondering why there's no loyalty to streaming services anymore. Anyways, Camerashy. We start off and it's a tease that Dexter is the person strangling the guy because it's supposed to look kind of like Dexter. It's supposed to move like Dexter. No, it's just some sociopath. Just some dude. Some rando that cuts off the driver's head, whatever. But you figure that out really quickly because Dexter never had Like, just he never killed out of humbug. He always had some big logical reason to kill. And we didn't see in the setup, and Dexter's all about the setup and investigation, and then he kills people. So we're like, oh, so it must be some rando. And it worked okay, I guess, you know? But when we do see Dexter, we see him going through the back door of the Empire Hotel to check out the crime scene.
Exactly.
What do you think of that? What do you think of that? Because he's doing it because he wants to make sure his kid's okay.
Yes, that's interesting with this season.
Yeah.
He plays a father. He wants to protect
Yes.
his son who is in New York alone. And that's really interesting because the previous season, he was either a baby, a child, or his son who was a teenager who wanted
Yeah.
to do teenager thing. Now he must be between 18 and 21 years old, I think.
Yeah, he got
And
a job to
now he's
summon him.
looking he's looking after his son like a dad who just helicopter him, Like I want to see if my son is doing
Oh,
well.
interesting.
Hmm.
Helicopter. You're saying Dexter's a helicopter dad because he's trying to check in
Yeah.
on him like that, like
Hmm.
physically.
Like
I hadn't
because
seen that
when you see
before.
in the first scene, he's
Yeah.
talking to his dad and he's trying to do the code and everything and da 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 da. So he's a young man without his dad and is trying to cover a murder and everything.
Yeah.
Dexter thinks his son is trying to kill because he's a serial killer, just like him. While actually, no, it was an accident. We both saw the first episode. It just
Yeah.
boom, accident. He didn't
He
try
lost his
to.
temper.
Voila. He followed his father's code and advice, like everybody does when, for the first time, you're alone in a big city without daddy, mommy, right?
Yeah.
And Dexter tried to look and see how he did everything.
Yeah, and I think that goes back to almost like if you were training an apprentice and the apprentice does the job and then you come by and without the apprentice knowing kind of like, okay, this is what he did, this is what she did, and we can fix this later on, this is pretty well done. And Dexter does that. He recreates the entire scene better than the cops do. And like Claudette and Melvin, they're not dumb cops. They're not like, oh, I'm clueless. They're actually pretty smart in this. Like they are playing cops true to life, meaning with brain cells and with experience. They have their own quibbles, but they are true to life. And then you see where Dexter is just like brilliant anyways, because he's been a cop most of his life, or has been around cops all of his life, really. And then he finds and he tracks it through, like, okay, what would you use? You couldn't use this. You had to use this. You had to use the lobby bar kitchen. You had to use this little extra elevator here. You had to do this. And then he's looking up, what did you miss? What did you miss? Okay, great table to murder someone on. But he's already murdered. Great table to cut someone up on. And all these garbage bags are right here. That's nice. Drainage is right here. Sharp instruments. Looks up and sees a single spot of blood. So
Yeah.
Harrison covered his tracks except for one thing.
Hmm.
Yeah. And that single spot of blood, Dexter immediately recognizes and cleans
Yes. To protect his son.
to protect his son. Yep. Absolutely. He protected.
That's
Boom, 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 boom. Yep.
really interesting to see the two vision because this series is not funny lighting haha like in Miami.
Yeah.
It's really dark. You see PTSD, you see the consequences of being a murderer, right? So you have the son who doesn't want to be a murderer, who really want to forget about it, but he's got PTSD. He sees a ghost of the one he murdered several times during the episode, right? And in contrary, you have Dexter who's like, "Oh, my son is just like me."
Yeah. They was like Chip of the Old Black. And sure, Harrison also sees Dexter once in a while. He thinks that Dexter is murdered. You know, Dexter was shot by him. So he thinks Dexter's dead. So he kind of sees that, kind of like Dexter sees Harry a bit. But we all see, if you live long enough, you'll see your parents around. You know, it's not like because they're murdered or anything, that just because they meant something to you. Now, for Harrison thinking about the guy he killed, it's really occupying his mind, right? Dexter couldn't think twice about the person he murders, except when he's looking at the slides, his little trophies,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly.
And so you have that, and I think you're right. Dexter's like, oh yeah, he's just like me, but he's not. And I think a lot of parents make that mistake. Oh, you're just like me. No, you're your own entity. And this is where Dexter's going to find out that Harrison's not like him in multiple ways. And one of the ways, well, we'll get into that later in later episodes, but it becomes telling. Now, Dexter finds his truck towed, and this is kind of like this happens as a forced plot point. Because he finds his truck towed, two things happen. One, Angel's going to find out that it got towed, and Angel's going to come to New York. Because Angel says, like, oh, even if he gets a parking ticket, I want to be like the writing's clunky as fuck in the series. There's like, even if he gets a parking ticket, I want to be known. I want to know. He says that, and then honestly, the next fucking episode, Dexter gets a parking ticket. It's like, that's just lazy shit, man. I mean, either that or you think your fans are stupid as fuck and you needed to say that. I don't know. But sure, whatever. Dexter gets his stuff towed, and he gets it towed only to set up the Angel thing and to set up him meeting, what's his name? Blessing Camara, who is a
Something like that.
a rideshare driver,
Hmm.
and talks about the Dark Passenger.
Yes. So
Yeah.
the Dark Passenger was a nickname given to his need for Dexter. And he
Yes.
found out there is a serial killer called the Dark Passenger who looked like him, apparently.
Yeah, it
And
does.
he tells
Yes.
the story of, oh, my friend who is also a driver, well, he got attacked and da-da-dee and da-da-da, and this is what he does, etc. So Dexter is intrigued and he's like, ooh, a new victim. I'm going to look after the Dark Passenger. And he decides to ask the driver, hey, how can I be myself
Yeah.
a driver just like you, Because I just arrived in the city, I need money.
Yeah, which is cute. Like, and Dexter's not doing it because, okay, maybe Dexter is looking for a Dark Passenger because he's a killer. At the same time, he's kind of miffed. He's like, that's my name. Like, that's what I gave my fucking Dark Passenger. Like, what do you mean you're using that name? It's like almost a copyright infringement. Like, he's gonna kill someone because of the copyright. Like, no, man, we only have one Dark Passenger in this house. So yeah, he does this, and then he sets up. I'm looking at the notes. Where like, how can I be a Uber driver? And it becomes a bit fun later on. It becomes fun later on. Now, when you're meeting Blessing Kamara, do you care about that driver? Do you care about the guy that Dexter's talking to? Is he a
Kind
likable
of.
character?
I
Yeah,
like him
me
because
too.
he's he's sunny. He's different from the other. He has an accent when he speaks.
Yeah,
He's a cool guy. He helped Dexter. He's like, oh, your car got towed. You new here. What's your name? Da da da. And he took care
yeah.
of him. He's a good guy.
He's a good guy. He's a good dude, and he comes in a lot later on in the episode. And I do like it because it reminds me of, as we're talking about negative and positive experiences, he reminds me of a lot of the positive experiences I had in a taxi or an Uber where the person's really doing it because they want to make sure you're getting safely from A to B. You're doing so in style, right? I've had a lot of people like that at Gen Con. Let's strike that. I had like two people like that in Gen Con. The rest of people couldn't even speak twice to me. But where like, oh, I know I'm really here because I really want to help people out. I want to give them safe rides. I'm like, great, awesome. That's Blessing Kamara, excuse me. Now, I got confused during this episode and the next scene because this person named Charlie, she stalks a serial killer, and then she's like, "Oh, if you messed up and whatever." I didn't know that serial killer was not the guy we saw in the first episode, first part. I thought they're the same person. That like, oh, because again, maybe I wasn't paying attention, or maybe everyone looks alike to me. I don't know. I thought that the taxi cab strangler, Dark Passenger, was already killed by Charlie at this point. Because she straight out says, "You messed up." The guy tried to negotiate, and she just kills him with his own bat, right?
No, you see the guy. You didn't
Yeah.
pay attention. You see the guy.
You do? Yeah, see, I
Hmm.
thought it was just the same guy. I'm like, "Oh, so that guy is dead already." Like, "Okay." But it's a different guy entirely. but she's just trying to set up that she exists in the world and she's a badass. And there's a organization that likes to talk to serial killers. So it's kind of like the first meeting of a bunch of characters. In this episode, we meet the Dark Passenger, we meet Charlie, we meet Blessing Kamara. This is like a lot of we must meet these people. We meet the detectives a little bit more as well. So it's more of a setup episode, and we see Angel and talking with Teddy to say like where he's gonna go, whatever it's gonna be. So Angel comes back. It's kind of like I don't know. The episode's a lot of setup for other things. I mean, it's only the
Yeah,
second
but
episode.
Angel doesn't play the nice cop anymore.
No, he
No,
drops
no,
the
no.
oh geez shucks act.
Yep, yep.
Yeah, and he's gonna come in, and that's the thing. Angel, we started seeing who truly Angel is, and Angel is someone who used to be that nice, jovial person who just happened to look like my friend Bean. If you're true, if you've ever seen Bean, like, oh my god, it's Angel. And we see the years weigh on him. We see death weigh on him. And that's the haunted Angel we see now. Right? And do you still okay, if it came down to it, Dexter versus Angel, who do you want to win? To the death.
Oh, but that's an excellent question.
Right? Who do you want to win? If it comes down to it, Dexter or Angel, and one of them has to die.
I want Dexter to die, not Batista.
Really? You want Batista to live and Dexter to die?
Yes. Yes, because you can see in this series the darkness of Dexter. Dexter killed a lot of people, and
Yeah.
Batista lost a lot of people. He lost Deb. He lost. Oh man, I forget the name.
Maria.
Maria. Evan. Evan.
I
Like,
mean,
how many people died who was his friend and stuff?
Dexter lost people too. Dexter lost his mom, his wife, his sister,
Yes, but
his mother,
it's
wife's
because
sister.
of Steph. It's because of Dexter.
Well, okay. Dexter loses his mom. You can't blame that on Dexter, but Dexter loses the wife kind of because he's Dexter, I guess.
Dexter saved Trinity for killing himself. Then he killed Trinity, but Trinity knew he was going to be killed by
So he
Dexter. So he
kills,
killed the
right.
wife first. And when he came back, too late. His wife dead.
Yeah. And then I think and Dexter kind of ends up having Deb get killed accidentally. We'll say he didn't mean
Hmm.
to get Deb killed, but that's what happens. All right, all right. So yeah, maybe Angel being more innocent of the victims around him.
Hmm.
Like Angel didn't do anything that made Maria get killed. Angel
Yeah.
didn't do anything that made Deb get killed.
Hmm.
Angel didn't do anything. Well, who else gets killed then? Dokes, but I
Docs.
don't think
Yeah,
they're.
he didn't want it to, but Docs was looking. That's the new Docs. He knows something is wrong, but a lot of people around him died.
Yeah. So okay. You're picking Angel instead of okay. If you had to pick between Angel and Harrison, only one lives.
Angel. Harrison
Why?
to live.
Wait. You want Harrison to live?
Hmm.
Why?
Because he's a child.
He's got a GED. He's got like 19.
He's a young man.
That motherfucker killed at least two people, or at least he thought he killed two people. He kills at least one. He
Yeah.
thought he killed another one.
Hmm.
He's had a good run.
He killed his father, who asked him to kill him, who is a serial killer. Then, the guy he killed accidentally was
Okay.
a rapist. Like, come on. And he was, like, I'm not saying
Okay.
anything, but he
Okay.
is a good guy, right?
How about this?
I saw
The
all the series.
people that Dexter killed were not good guys. Dexter was doing community
Yeah,
service.
but he could have stopped and he put people in danger.
Could he have? Oh, could he have stopped? I think he's compulsive.
Hmm.
I think the Dark Passenger is literally the Dark Passenger. I think he's being compelled. The
Who
power of Christ
deserves to
compels him.
survive? Who deserves to survive? For you, who would you like to see Bim Bada Boom?
Oh, who do I want? I don't care if Harrison lives or dies. I
That's
think if
interesting.
Harrison dies in the next episode, I didn't watch the. I'm only on episode like 4 or 5 right now.
Hmm.
If Harrison dies in this episode, I wouldn't care. I would
Why?
care. I want if you said I had to pick between blessing Kamara and Harrison, one of them
Hmm.
gets to die.
Hmm.
Harrison's gone. Do
Yeah.
you agree? Between blessing Kamara and Harrison,
Oh,
you
you
keep
bad.
blessing, who is like a
You bad.
secondary character.
You shame on you, Barisa. No, I like that guy. I like the
Yeah,
dude.
but you would do the
Like
same thing.
Serifa.
You would kill blessing over Harrison? No, you wouldn't.
No, 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 because he's so such a good actor. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
like
I would say the severed head. If you had to say Stanley's severed head from after the dark passenger, the Uber driver, the dark passenger kills in the first 2 minutes, I would say his severed head versus Harrison. I'm still killing Harrison. I would rather talk to Stanley's severed head than see Harrison get a show. Because I don't think that show is going to be successful.
why you don't like Harrison?
It has nothing to do with the actor. I hope everyone understands. It's nothing to do with the actor. It's I don't give a fuck about him as a kid. I don't give a fuck about him as an adult. I don't give a fuck about him as a character in Dexter. I just how the fuck's to give for him, man? I didn't care. I would actually rather see like what was it, Cody and what was the stepkids, Cody and
I don't remember the name. Yes,
yeah,
the daughter and the
yeah.
son. Yeah.
I'd rather have seen them. Why? Because I saw them in previous episodes of Dexter for years. This like Harrison as a character? Well, I see him as a little baby. Yeah, that's not a character, it's a prop. And then next time I see him, he's like, 17. Like, I don't care. Why would I? I'm just old. I'm 50, I'm cranky. That's why. For cranky, damn it. So, okay. We see that Harrison sells a truck. He does a bunch of blow first, and then he sells something,
Yeah,
whatever. I'm
because
like,
he's
how
got
many
PT
trucks does Dexter
because
have?
he's got PTSD. He wakes up at night, he has nightmare, he contacts a friend on the phone and is like, "Hey, let's party.
This
Yeah, let's do
party,
drugs." You know what I mean? Like
which is exactly it. And this is what I'm saying. Dexter thinks Harrison's just like him. He's not, because could you imagine Dexter doing a bunch of drugs?
no.
No, no, because Dexter's probably afraid if he did drugs, he's killing everyone there. The only thing
Oh, there
kept
is
keeping Dexter
episode in the previous series
not
where
killing.
accidentally he get fucked up or a little bit drunk, but nothing happened. He's just a little bit woohoo, but that's all. But he
Right.
doesn't do drug because oh my god, I've got this darkness in me. I'm an alcoholic
He
and
needs
na. No,
to keep control.
yeah.
And that's part of the code Harry taught him. Keep control at all costs. Because if you lose control, then you're just one of the animals. You're on mute. Still on mute. Amelie, you're still on mute no matter what you say.
Oh,
You're still on
sorry.
mute.
I saw the little zigzag. So as I was saying, he's not stressed, he's not mad, he's not sad, he's
Yeah,
not nothing. He's a
it just
psychopath. He
is.
doesn't have any feelings. He likes food.
Mm-hmm.
He eats a lot of food. He likes food a lot, barbecue stuff like that.
Oh
He likes
man,
to
I
eat
want some
a lot,
food.
right? But he's not like, oh my god, I killed somebody. I'm very stressed. I need to get fucked up drunk. Yeah, he does like
Yeah,
sex.
which Harrison
Sometimes he does
does.
like sex. Hmm.
Right, and that's exactly it. Like Harrison, his reaction to killing someone was, "I need to get fucked up," which is a natural reaction to have. If you kill someone, you might want to get fucked up a bit.
Oh yeah.
It's a natural reaction to have. And Dexter doesn't see Harrison having that reaction because he thinks he's just like him. It's like me picking out which shoes I'm gonna wear today. Like, okay, the other black ones, cool. So we see this as it goes on, and then Dexter does the whole like, I want to become an Uber driver because he's really like, I need money, not really, but I have no idea what Dexter does for money. No clue. But we get to see a bit of Dexter with the house party, Blessing's house party, and he's like, "Oh," look, and talks to the guy like, "I survived the killer." I'm like, "Yeah, right. This guy's probably got nothing, but he's got a dash cam and does survive
Yeah.
the killer." I'm like, "Oh my god!"
But
And
that's
yeah,
interesting because they give him the maximum of information. Dash cam, what happened? The guy show how he was
yeah,
attacked. He say, okay, can I please check your net, etc. The guy was just like you, same arm, same color and stuff. Maybe you a serial killer. Boo! And he really likes these people because instead of being shot and crying and
yeah.
depressed,
Instead of all that,
yes, they're very happy people in the
yes,
trauma. They're very happy people. And
happy to be around. Yeah,
Dexter is a little bit different from the normal people, He's very
right.
depressed and stuff. But
Yeah, and
he's very, how can I say it? He's very psychopathic. He doesn't know how
he's
to
very
act
closed
with
in with his
normal
emotions.
people, right? Whereas seeing people with a big smile, he can communicate with them better.
Yeah, and I think we see a bit of Blessing. The character's name is Blessing Kamar. We see that in his openness and his friendship and his open life and all the love they have at that party, even though one of the people almost got killed. And you're right, they spoon basically. This is what I'm saying. The writing's a bit lazy because of the Angel Batista thing. The right, there's just spoon fed. Like people are just got dumber through the years watching Dexter. And then this writing is like, of course, his something Dexter's gonna catch that someone else didn't catch, and of course, Dexter's truck's getting towed. Of course, Angel's gonna find out. Of course, he has to take an Uber. Of course, the Uber driver is just gonna happen to mention this. Of course, Dexter's gonna say, "Why not go to a party?" And of course, someone at the party is gonna show him bit by bit exactly what the dashboard killer serial, the dark passenger does. And then Dexter's gonna go like, "Great." And of course, Blessing's got an apartment to rent. Why not? You have to
A
connect
pile of
more
a
people.
pile of a pile. You take a Uber driver and the guy knows someone who, you meet
Yeah.
the people and I have a flat. Sometimes, it can be it. You meet someone who knows someone who knows someone, socializing, you can find some stuff. The flat thing, really lucky, dude.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's so lucky. It's basically a MacGuffin. I mean, it's not MacGuffin. It's all Deus Ex. But you see all this, and then Dexter does a basic Google search as my light goes out. A basic Google search, and goes, "Oh, there's only 3 people that work at that corporation. It must be the one with no picture." I'm like, what the fuck, man? Like, it's like Dexter by crayons. Like, honestly, Paramount, be true with me. Do you think the public is so dumb now you can't tell an intelligent Dexter story anymore? Which is, you still have to suspend your disbelief that he could kill people for like 45 fucking years and be a police officer. But do you think we're just this dumb to the point where you have to really color in everything and spoon feed us bit by bit by bit by bit? Come on, man. Come on. So it's fine. He finds Ronald, what McDonald, whatever the guy's name is, and like, oh, it must be this guy. And he does something very on Dexter like. That's this motto for Dexter Resurrection. On Dexter like. It starts out with being shot through the chest and not dying. It's very on Dexter like. Most people die from that. And it goes like, oh, I have to become a better father because Dokes told me to. On Dexter like. And instead of letting the serial killer get in the Uber, so it gets confirmation, and he's still healing up, right? He's not ready for action. He intervenes, saves the Uber driver's life, and then chases the killer through New York, all the while the killer can see his face. He exposes himself to try to help someone out. And the episode ends with Harry coming back saying, "Hey, that's unusual for you to do. It's not the logical step. You're going against programming now, right?" So you see that. What did you think of? Does that affect the way you see Dexter's character? That he's now starting to make human choices versus the logical next step.
I didn't thought about it. I really didn't thought about it
Yeah.
because I was more attracted by the episode from the point of view of his son having
Mm.
PTSD, doing drugs, etc., and having guilt. I find the new character, the driver, really funny, so I like
Yeah,
to
me too.
see what's going on. I really got caught with the idea of the special hoodie. He wear a hoodie and he's got a special light around and you can't see his face. And that I
Yeah.
was like, wow, that's smart. You know,
Do
it
you want
was
one?
very
We
on
can make you
point.
one.
But yeah, to be
Do you?
honest, I didn't thought about that. I'm more like taken by the synopsis of, oh, I think his son is just like him, a serial killer, and he's doing
Yeah.
it in purpose, you know?
Yeah. I think I think it's easy to get caught up in that, and I do agree. A lot of the parts of the episode work. A lot of and mostly the episode works because of the acting. Like the things that clunk are not the actor's fault; it's the writing. When it clunks, it's exposition, it's writing. That's what clunks, or whoever cut the episode at the end. What really works well, atmosphere works well, the acting works well. You care about all the characters. Like I even care about the dude who in the park, the valet that he goes out with, that Harrison goes out with. I even care about him. I don't care so much about Harrison. Like I said, I don't really care about Harrison as a person. I don't really care what happens to him. He's interesting as a character to me in this episode, in this season, but he's not interesting because he's Dexter's kid. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't want to see Dexter Part 5, Harrison's Adventures. I wouldn't give a shit. Like those adventures are Dexter's. I see him as a character like Deb. I wouldn't want Deb to have her own show, but I
Yeah,
care about
yeah,
Deb.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
fair?
Yeah, I see. Now you explain like that, I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
sure. That's very interesting
Yeah.
because you don't like Harrison, I didn't like Debs.
Well,
So I get it.
I liked her in White Girls, the movie. So we see this, and this is only episode 2, so they're doing a lot of setup for episode. This is just basically exposition, cast introductions, and motives. Basically, they should call that "Screw Camerashy," which is the episode title. It should be exposition, character setup, and motives. Boom, all in one episode, shoved in your face for 30 minutes, and then it ends miraculously. You know, but it says something up nice. I think it's an early episode. I believe Paramount released the first 3 episodes all at once, so you could probably binge those, and after that, it's 1 per week. But sure, it works. It didn't want me to just stop watching it. I kind of do like watching it. The episode flies by for me. Some people said it was slow, but like these episodes, kind of like, oh, it's over already, type thing. So overall, are you still excited in watching Dexter Resurrection?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I oh
me
yeah,
too.
yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. I like the first episode. Like I immediately got hooked by the first episode. The
Yeah,
second one, like you said, look, I was so happy with the hoodie
yeah.
and the
There's
dark
small things to go.
passenger and it's Dexter. Like I was so happy I binge it. Okay?
Yeah,
I didn't pay attention of oh there's this and that and this and that. I'm like, oh haha hee hee ho ho, it
yeah.
goes very quick.
It goes
After,
quick.
if we look at it from a point of view of writing, yes, it makes sense. The first episode was great to do a transition. The
Yeah,
second episode, they just do bang, 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 bang. This is what's
yeah.
going on. And we have to give a chance to the other episodes.
Absolutely. And that's when you're saying bang, 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 what's going on. That goes back to South Park, Matt and Trey saying bad writing is this happens, then this happens, and this happens. When good writing would be this happens because this happens, this can happen. And that's the difference. And I think episode 2 is this happens, then this happens, then this happens, and this happens. And they try to
Was
do
it a
like
filler
all the colors
episode?
of.
Do you think it's a filler episode?
I didn't hear you.
A filler episode. Do you think it's a filler episode?
I think. they either had to do the episode this way
Mm-hmm.
of one thing after another miraculously happening to explain the rest of the season, or they had to expand the season to like 4 or 5 more everything that happened in this episode could have been 2 or 3 different episodes.
Yeah, I agree.
It could have taken their time. But
Mm-hmm.
by doing that, like, it's not my money, so of course I say that. By doing that, they would have added on 2 or 3 more episodes or even a different season to Resurrection to get to where they wanted. So I think there's kind of like, oh, let's fast forward through some shit. Whatever. You know?
Sometimes we forget when we watch a series and it's the first season.
Yeah.
They try, so they've got low budgets, they've got timing, deadline,
Well,
etc.
Dexter's
So
got
you can have a fantastic character and storyline. There is always a filler episode or an episode with a could have been better, but okay,
Yeah.
fair enough. You take the shortcut.
Have you watched the Flash TV show?
Yeah, quickly, but never hooked.
Same, yeah. There were some episodes of The Flash, some seasons of The Flash I loved. And then we'll say out of 20 episodes, only 5 I'd watch because the other 15 were just shit. They're just filler, like, oh my Christ, what the fuck am I doing with my life? There's entire seasons I fast forward of The Flash. No pun
Mhm.
intended. Because I didn't care.
Yeah.
But I wanted to see what happened at the end of the story.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel that way to me.
Mhm.
Like this episode 2 does not feel like The Flash to me.
No, no.
It's still
There is
watchable.
a link.
Yeah.
Somebody is a writer or a group of writers that say, okay, we're going to do 10 episodes and it's going to be chapter 1, 2, 3,
Yeah.
4, 5, etc. There will be a link. Every episode you watch, there will be an answer for the next episode, or you're going in 5 episodes to say, oh, yeah, 3 episodes
Right.
before he mentioned it or that character, etc.
Yeah.
That's the same with Breaking Bad. That's the same with Better
Never
Call
watched it.
Saul, etc. Like, that's great. There is some good series. I remember watching with my parents, like for example, Battlestar Galactica, which is great. There are some
Which
episodes.
one?
It was Battlestar Galactica,
Katie
the new,
Stackhoff? The new one,
the
okay,
new
so with
one,
Katie. Okay.
the new
Yeah,
one.
no,
Yes.
amazing.
I loved it. I watched it with my parents, but sometimes
Yeah.
there were a night we remember it was a special episode just about couples. It was boring as fuck. And me
Really?
and my dad we were looking at each other like, what the fuck? They're in the space and they have dinner, romantic dinner, and they talk and they talk, and you can really felt it was a filler
A
episode.
filler.
It's just a black woman with a white guy, the captain with a Starbuck talking,
Yeah.
etc. And I'm like, what's that? Where's the alien? Why is he? Yeah, sure, it's about romanticism. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, you
You
could
know
have
who did
skipped that episode and you would be fine.
which is funny because you can look at that, you can watch something like MASH, the TV show MASH, where the episodes any random episode could be a filler episode, but it didn't feel like it.
Yeah,
So
because
there's
it's
some
funny.
series that actually pull it off perfectly. But I agree. I don't think this was so much a filler episode. Then I was just annoyed by the listing. Like this happens, check. This happened, checked. Okay, what else we have to do? This is like it's grocery shopping. Dexter, season 1, episode 2, grocery shopping. Oh, sure, whatever. Who gives a fuck? I get it. We're setting things up. The characters are great. I love meeting Blessing Carmara. I love seeing everything in action. I love seeing pieces of it. I just didn't think it worked as a cohesive. I
You
think I
know
was
why
just
it
too listy.
worked with me? You know why it worked with me? Because I've been watched. I've been watched 3 episodes in one
Oh,
go.
so you just kind of like made you feel like it was one long episode from 1 to
Yeah,
3.
like
Okay.
basically in my head, it's episode 1 and 2 and 3 all
Okay.
together.
Yeah, 'cause I did like one at a time, and this was just
Hmm.
like, oh, like if they would released it 1 week at a time, I don't know if I would watch episode 3. I'm like, I'll watch it later.
Hmm.
I'll be like 10 years from now, like, oh, I remember having that episode.
We need to
All
take
right.
in account my generation. We binge watch. Like we stay home of whole afternoon and we watch the whole series in one go. Or
Uh-huh.
now we have one episode. It's 1 hour. You see what I mean? Like we binge watch literally. So watching Dexter, I didn't pay attention when you say, yeah, it's that going, so that going, and da da da. And I'm like, oh, I watched the 3 episodes and I didn't feel like it. Like I saw the ta 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 ta, and then the
Well,
consequences.
when we talk next week about oh, by the way, next week I'm doing an interview. I can't say with whom. It's a director of a movie. I can't say whom yet. But I'm very excited
Ooh.
for my next What's Crackin' because it's going to be a special one being put out with an interview with a director from a movie that I can't even talk about. It's so bizarre. I can't talk about that is going to win a bazillion awards, deservedly so, and it's horror, true horror, and I can't wait. But after I can actually release those, we'll talk about when I can. But next week we'll be talking about Conjuring. Last Rites, and then
Ooh.
we'll be back to Dexter. Conjuring, Last Rites, and then back to Dexter season 1, episode 3. So if you're watching us, we'll take a small break from Dexter to hit Conjuring love, and then Conjuring, and then my special guests will come in. But yes, Dexter, good call. Good call, I think. Absolutely. On behalf of myself, Joe, and Amelie, we bid you good day. See you next week for Conjuring. Byes. We spoil the shit out of Conjuring, so watch Conjuring first before we spoil the shit out of it. Bye, everyone.
I hear a cat.